Twisted genius. Dream life beast. What if I never made it to the top? What if that meant that I was never meant to rock? Would it be the reason that it finally make me stop? Or make me go hard and give it everything I got? Made a promise to them all, I'ma push it till I drop. If it's in the Lord's will, I bring it back to the block. I ain't made it through the door, but I put cracks in the lock. While my way from on the bottom, now I'm headed for the top.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my world. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the notification, because y'all ain't gonna want to miss these versus videos, man. I'm telling you, make sure y'all tuned in, make sure y'all tapped in, and make sure y'all know when I drop so y'all can check them out. This is the first official time that I'm doing versus videos. This is my own twist on the verses, you know. During this time we were locked down with the quarantine and all, you know. I really appreciated seeing all the music artists expressing themselves, going through their catalogs, and not really going against each other, but really celebrating each other's careers, so everybody that didn't know what they was responsible for, where they came from, could get a dose of exactly what they did and why people love their music so much. I thought that was real dope. So I was thinking, like, you know, it's other people, it's other fields that need recognition, mainly the movie world, you know what I'm saying? Hollywood, the movie industry. I feel like it's a lot of dope actors as well as actresses, and for years we've had questions about who's better than this person, who's better than that. So I thought, what better way than to address those questions than to make my own Hollywood verses. I broke it down into 5 categories. Disclaimer, these are all my opinions, you know what I'm saying? You might see things different. You might have, we might not have the same movie that we like. We might like a different movie more than I do, you know what I'm saying? So it's not based off facts. The only thing that are based off facts is the numbers that I'm referencing, and you'll clearly understand what I mean by that. But let's get into it. Let's see who's gonna be tonight's winner. So we're gonna kick this off with none other than, I'm sure everybody knows both of these guys, Jim Carrey versus Adam Sandler. Now, both of these guys have had very good careers, to say the least, right? When I went through and looked up all the information on both of them, it was you know, it was hard to really decide because there's so many favorites between the two of them. You know, it just gets difficult. It gets difficult when you mention two great names like this, and that's the beauty of this versus. I want to put people against each other that have such great catalogs that it's almost impossible to separate and really decide who's better than the other. You know what I'm saying? All big names that we've always talked about. I got some stuff lined up. So let's get into it. We're going to get into the first category, which is the most movies. So I did do a chart with all their movies. And remind you, it's not every last movie each one of them did. You know, Adam Sandler got so many movies. He got his own company that I just eventually ran out of room. And I didn't want to do Jim Carrey like that because it was just getting bad as far as how many movies he had did more than him. And Jim Carrey list, I was struggling to fill it out, and I wanted to give like I had it 15 for 15. That I was like, nah, I do 20 for 20 best against 20 best. But I was struggling to come up with decent movies by the end of the list with Jim Carrey. No disrespect to Jim. I love Jim Carrey. It's just that Adam Sandler been putting in that work, right? So let's get into it. So you can see these are a list of what I thought was their 20 best movies. So we got Jim Carrey. Number 1, we got The Mask. And these are in no particular order, right? No particular order. So I put for Jim Carrey's 20, I put The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Dumb and Dumber 2, Ace Ventura 2, Bruce Almighty, Liar Liar, Me, Myself, and Irene, Fun with Dick and Jane, The Cable Guy, Anchorman 2, Kick-Ass 2. I'm just not realizing that was him that played that character as much as I love that movie. And Kick-Ass. Mr. Popper's Penguins, The Grinch That Stole Christmas, Sonic the Hedgehog, Yes Man, Batman Forever, Once Bitten, and Earth Girls Are Easy. Just, to throw an old school favorite in there, Might not be a favorite, but, if you like older movies, that was a pretty funny movie back in the day. Adam Sandler's list is a little different. We got The Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, Blended, Ridiculous Six, They Don't Mess with the Zohan, Click, That's My Boy, Grown Ups 2, Cobbler, Jack and Jill, Chuck and Larry, Deeds, 50 First Dates, Little Nicky, Billy Madison, The Wedding Singer, Bulletproof, Big Daddy, and Dirty Work. And I know it's a lot of people like, oh, you missed this. Like I said, I couldn't put all the movies, so I chose the 20 best in my opinion, right? And when you compare these two, I'm going to say that it's a tough decision because you got fan favorites like The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, Liar Liar, Myself and Irene, down to The Cable Guy. Like these are, and I'm just talking about where he had pretty much the main role in these movies. And then you compare that with Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, Ridiculous Six, Don't Mess with the Zohan, That's My Boy, and I'm just comparing the characters that he played. Little Nicky, like it's dope. I would say, as far as these two lists, I would say Adam Sandler definitely has more movies. He's definitely winning that. He's definitely winning that race. He has more movies. As far as what's funnier, that's a toss-up because Me, Myself, and Irene, it any day can go against Waterboy, Happy Gil. That's how hilarious both of them are. But I'm going to have to choose one, so to make it fair. I don't want to have a draw on the first video, so yeah, we're gonna go with, I think I'm gonna have to say, if I have to choose, Grown Ups that's my movie, man. That's my movie. Grown Ups 2 as well. Waterboy, Happy Gilmore. I wasn't a big fan of like the doubles, like not all of them, some of them. Like Dumb and Dumber 2, they could have missed me with that. Dumb and Dumber 1, yeah. Ace Ventura, both of those was good. I'm gonna just have to say, since the category is the most movies, then Adam Sandler definitely wins. We're gonna give it to him because he definitely has the most movies, right? Let's move on to the next category. So, the funniest characters. Let's see. Jim Carrey got The Mask. He got the guy from Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, Me, Myself, and Irene, The Cable Guy, Kick-Ass Guy, Grinch, Sonic the villain in Sonic the Hedgehog, the Riddler and Batman, and then Adam Sandler has the Waterboy, Happy Gilmore. He's pretty much playing himself, so I wouldn't say that was a character playing it the same. Ridiculous was a funny character. They Don't Mess with the Zohan. It's probably my favorite character by Adam Sandler, the Zohan. Really. Disco, rah, rah. Click. Let's see. Nah, that wasn't really a character. See, the thing is, they got two completely different comedy styles. Like, Adam Sandler is more like he make fun of serious situations. You know, it's like sarcastic humor. Jim Carrey is more like quirky and in your face, forced comedy. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. Jack and Jill, let's see, Deeds, Little Nicky. It's a tough one, man. Do I like The Mask better than The Waterboy? Yeah, yeah. You gotta get into The Mask. You gotta you just got to. The Waterboy dope, but yeah, I don't think he got a character better than The Mask. I don't think. Now that I'm looking, even the Zohan. As much as I like the Zohan, The Mask was just, it was a different level of humor. Like I gotta go with The Mask. I gotta give it to Jim Carrey on that one. Right? Ace Ventura. I don't think he had a better character than Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura was on another level of humor. Like he definitely was. Yeah, we gonna give it hands down. As far as the funniest characters, we gonna get that to Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey definitely get a W in that one. Let's move on to the next category. Let's see. So I looked up both of their net worths, right? Uh, and it wasn't really surprising. Knowing what I know about him, knowing what I looked up, Jim Carrey is coming in at about 180 million, which is pretty dope. But Adam Sandler is listed at a whopping 420 million, and it's to be expected because he actually owns the company that produces a lot of the movies he's in. Happy Gilmore Productions, and they not Happy Gilmore Productions. Is that? I think it might be Happy Gilmore Productions. I think that is it. They produce like Grown Ups, and he has a slew of characters that he's known for working with, and they always do good movies together. So naturally, he's gonna have more worth because he owns his own company and he produces his own movies. So that's just flat out what it is. Adam Sandler got the dub in that one. Let's see. Favorite movie? This category. Okay, so, and I'm not saying the favorite movie out of the both lists. I'm saying my favorite movie for each person. So, Jim Carrey. Let's see. Man, baby, this is so hard. Like I love it though. I like it because man, I got some other ones that's gonna be just as hard. Like this is. Do you know how hard it is to pick a favorite movie out of this? Like The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, Me, Myself, and Irene. Like, bro, the Cable Guy. Like, come on. Like this is impossible. What movie though moves me unlike any other that Jim Carrey did though? And I'm gonna have to go with my favorite movie by Jim. It's like a toss up between The Mask and Me, Myself, and Irene. Like I love Me, Myself, and Irene, but it's because of Anthony Anderson knowing them like also in that movie. So since Jim Carrey is the main character, I'm gonna give it to The Mask. I'm gonna say The Mask. Okay, and for Adam Sandler, let's see. Happy Gilmore is like that's just classic, man. That's classic. Don't mess with the Zohan disco. that's that's my movie too. So and Grown Ups, like do you see how hard this is? You see how hard this is getting? Like it's almost impossible. I want every video like this. I want it to be just as hard to decide though. I want y'all to be down in the comments like, yeah, I like this, but I know, but I can't forget about this. Like I want it to be tough. That's the point. So Adam Sandler, I'm gonna have to say, with just him as the main role. So I'm gonna have to go with Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, like that's. I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go with Happy Gilmore. I gotta go. The fight scene. Oh my god! Like I gotta go with Happy Gilmore. He was killing it in that movie. I gotta go with that one. I gotta go with that one. Okay, let's move on to the next category. Um, highest grossing movie. So I looked up what was the highest grossing movie for each one of them, and it was surprising to say the least. For Jim Carrey, it was actually Bruce Almighty, which brought in about 485 million. But the thing about Jim Carrey, he had a wave where everything he was releasing was solid and everybody was jumping to it, like in the earlier 2000s. So each movie that he dropped just made more and more and more money, right? So it was like that movie was just in a list of other movies where each year for like 4 or 5 years straight, every movie that came out, it just made more and more millions. Like this one was 1 million, the next year was 2 million, the next one was 3 million. It just kept going up like stir steps like that. It was crazy. So around that time, he was killing it though. He was the man. Adam Sandler's highest grossing movie was actually Hotel Transylvania, but I didn't count that because that's an animation movie. And the next one after that was actually Grown Ups. Now it was not as much as what Jim Carrey put in. I think it was about 285 million. But here's the thing: that's his own movie, so that changes the game. That he wrote the movie and directed it and starred in it as one of the funniest characters. So that changes the game completely because that all that money was his. As far as if you want to talk about who made more off the movie, you know what I'm saying? Adam Sandler definitely comes away with the dub. But as far as the highest grossing movie, Jim Carrey's gonna win that one all day. 485 mil with Bruce Almighty. Next category. And this one wasn't more of a category. It was just what I kind of wanted to finish the video up with. You know, both of these guys being comedians. Not all Hollywood actors are going to have movies and Hollywood roles as well as TV shows. But these guys both came up and came from so far back that they both were involved in sitcoms. So I did a best sitcom category. And Jim Carrey, you know, I at least, the first time I got a dose of Jim Carrey was on The Living Color, which is like one of the best shows ever. Fire Marshal Bill, like I said, even more characters that's just undeniable. So Adam Sandler, actually, he was on a couple different shows, but he really wasn't doing heavy comedy on those shows. Like he played a reoccurring role on The Cosby Show. As Theo, one of Theo's friends, right? And I also think he played in some Saturday Night Live roles, if I'm not mistaken. But to say the least, Jim Carrey definitely wins that one because In Living Color was just better than Adam Sandler wasn't playing a role dominant enough in The Cosby Show to compete with what Jim Carrey was doing on A Living Color. I think that's fair to say. But through it all, let's go ahead and take the chalkboard down. Through it all, I love both these guys. These are two of my favorite actors ever. Jim Carrey kind of fell off later in the years as far as movies and comedic impact, so I did worry about that. It seems like Adam Sandler has survived the test of times. He's still putting out great movies. Jim Carrey, on the other hand, he got weird and it got odd. And I know I already said that I was ended, but I also wanted to say what was the worst movie. So like, I think I could say that off the top of my head though. And I'll actually go back to the list I pulled up because I needed to see Adam Sandler's again. I know what Jim Carrey movie I hated, but for Adam Sandler, he had, I don't think I was a big fan of one of his current movies, but it wasn't really supposed to be a comedy. Like Adam Sandler got so much stuff, man. Like it's so much stuff. You could probably find a couple movies that probably weren't your favorite. Um, but I'm gonna have to say the worst movie for me with Adam Sandler. It's probably Uncut Gems. I wasn't a big fan of that. Maybe because he didn't have a big comedic role. And with Jim Carrey, I'm gonna say the worst movie with him. I hated the Truman Show. I did not like that. And then movies kind of got weird when he got to like 23. That movie was really just like, what are you doing, bro? Like, and that's when you're expecting him to still be the character like he was in a mask. I don't think Jim Carrey should do serious movies like at all. But that's my verses. I'm gonna have to say overall, out of all the categories, Adam Sandler is gonna come away with the W. So he's officially won this first episode of Versus. I'll be right back at y'all with another one. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Is this something that should go on? Let me know who y'all think I should do verses on. Let me know who y'all think I should compete against. I got some other cool stuff that I'm gonna need crowd participation and viewer involvement. I'll definitely be bringing that back around to y'all. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this one. Like, comment, subscribe. Until the next time, keep it twisted. I'm out.